Meetings to order at 4:05 p.m. On January the 10th. My goodness. Okay. Moving right along. We don't have any public comment.
We have no public comment now.
Can I ask for approval of the previous minutes? Yeah, okay. They're all good. They're always good. So we're ready for Patty.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Chief, for bringing up the financial report. So today we have January warrants that total $32,238.48. The total for payroll is $20,927.46. That includes Chief Carlton's salary of $5,707.92 and Chief Shields' pay of $3,433.34. And there was one event for each of the commissioners along with the board secretary. The total payout for the volunteers, including the warrants, is $15,521. And we will be dispersing the December year-end financial statements. Those will be available at the February meeting. I'm just waiting for Whatcom County to close out their fiscal year at the end of this month, just so I can double check my balances and make sure that we are on the same page there. So today I'm just requesting board's approval for the warrants and payroll for January.
Accept the payroll of $20,900 and the warrants for 5,000
32,000. $32,238.48.
Oh, there. It's passed. Okay. Okay. So moving
It is a
on.
little, sorry, it's a little quiet on my
first
end.
one
I'm
is-
having trouble hearing.
Chief's report. So this is my chief's report for the month of January 2024, for the month of December 2023. So point of information, we'll be needing to go out for an RFP, so a bid process for a new vehicle, which is for the Welcome Home program. And right now, the vehicle that'll probably be searched for would be a Toyota Sienna minivan, and it's a hybrid, and it's an all-wheel drive. So it's the only minivan out of Chrysler, Dodge, Kia, Hyundai. I went to Bellingham and I spent basically a day. And it's the only minivan that is hybrid. That's also all-wheel drive. And so I'm contacted Toyota Bellingham to get the specs on that minivan and what specs we would like to have in it. I'm trying to decide between cloth and leather trim due to people having accidents inside the van, either body accidents or spilling things, and what will be the most longevity for a vehicle like that, because we'll have it for years. We've checked with insurance, and insurance is okay with it, but there is increased liability with programs such as this that they wanted to make us aware of. And that, the people that we choose to bring on the agency to be part or to act out this program need to go through a driving course, just like all of our other people. Driving records need to be pulled. and make sure that we don't treat them any differently than what we would expect out of our firefighters when it comes to driving. Even though they're not going to be driving emergent, they still need to go through our training spectrums here. So,
How long will that take a person?
well, I'm hoping to have the RFP done within the next month.
Mhm.
And then it would go out hopefully at the end of February, be satisfied in March, and be able to get a vehicle by the first part of the second quarter. I've made the public aware that the program's not up and running because we don't have that vehicle yet. And we'll do our best if somebody needs assistance coming back. We'll work within our cooperations that we have here in the community with Circle of Care and other agencies to try to get somebody down to pick them up, but we don't have that ability at this point. So wanting to make sure people understand that. Does anybody have any questions on the vehicle or the Welcome Home program? No. We had 471 calls last year in 2023. In 2022, we ended up with 484. So we were 13 calls short of the previous year in volume. 484. Apparatus, nothing to report on any of the apparatus. Member roster, we've increased because we just hired 6 members. So we have 47 members. We have 32 Canadian, 12 Point Roberts, and 3 county. We have 3 paramedics on staff, 9 EMTs. Of those, 5 advanced EMTs. We have 1 RN, a registered nurse that has come on staff, 1 ambassador, 36 firefighters. Volunteer hours for the month of December 2023, 2,246. Volunteer payroll, if all volunteers were getting paid, 17,187. I worked 160.5 hours in December. Chief Shields worked 100 hours, which was 75 hours of regular time, 25 hours of vacation, to a total of 260.5 hours. We had 32 calls in the month of December. EMS, we had 19 calls. We had 6 transports to St. Joseph's. We had 6 airlift transports of patients from Point Roberts. We had 6 no transports, and we had 1 rendezvous with North Whatcom Fire Rescue to take a patient further to the hospital for us. We had 7 EMS paramedic, community paramedic contacts. We had 1 public service. We had 5 calls that met the classification in the fire area. With that, we had 1 motor vehicle accident that we responded to. We had 1 gas leak, and we had 3 false alarms. And that concludes my chief's report for January for the month of December 2023.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions on the chief's report?
Good.
No.
Just watching news the other night. One of the fire departments, I'm sure that this one is
Yeah.
selling their new firing tool.
Oh, because it doesn't fit in the garage. It doesn't fit in the garage. Yeah, they mismeasured. Yeah, that's not a first time that's ever happened. So it'll happen again because yeah, people mismeasure and then it doesn't fit in their garage and stuff. And they spent, you know, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 on an engine, and they have to sell it out. So interesting. Well, I'd be willing to look at it if you can remember what organization that was. So see if it's something that we could have here and if it would fit, because I doubt if it doesn't fit in 12-foot doors, then it probably doesn't fit in 10-foot doors. So yeah. Longer. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Unfinished business? I don't think we have any unfinished business. Anybody have anything to bring up that is not? No. Well, let's move on to new business.
So new business would be to make you aware, I'll probably have to go out for bid as well to put up a pole building next to the clinic. And that'll be a 2 or 3 bay structure. because I would like to get a new ambulance, but the new ambulances are longer than our white one, and they won't fit in the same bay as our current setup is. So that means I need to add another structure, a very basic structure. Obviously 12-foot doors most likely, because that's the standard now, at least 12 or 15-foot doors. We have 10-foot doors, and it's harder to find apparatus underneath 10 feet, even engines, except, the mini pumpers that we get, obviously they'll fit in 10-foot doors. But the idea is to move the big engines off the eastern bay over to this new storage building and potentially put on our backup ambulance into that facility as well, and then have our primary ambulance and engine over in the furthest base. So when the firefighters come down the stairs, they'll have their main apparatus right there versus having to walk, another 100 feet into the apparatus bay where the primary ambulance is and the primary engine is. So we may be able to put inside one of the trailers as well, but it just depends upon what the structure is going to look like. If we have to pour concrete over there for a stronger base than what we currently have with the asphalt. And I don't plan on having any water in it, but it will have electricity and a heating source, obviously, for the winter, but no office, nothing like that. So it's basically the water district's building without the office part of it. And it won't be that deep though. It'll probably be 40 feet deep, and I don't know how wide at this point. So looking to get that RFP out, hopefully in March as well, because we need to put up that building potentially. I mean, I'm still looking for ambulances that may fit in this setup that we have here, but we're running out of space. I mean, we're out of space for a while, and this was always on the back burner, on do we need to put up the building, and looking at newer ambulances that are better equipped and better fortified for us. They're going to be longer than what we have. So that's why that needs to be there. I need to price it out, see where it's going to be, and seeing if it's even doable for us, and bring that to the commissioners to let you guys make the final decision on that. So 2 RFPs, one for the pole building, and what was the first one? My mind's not where it needs to be. Linda, what was the first RFP?
For the Welcome Home program.
Yeah, sorry, for the other vehicle, the Welcome Home program. And hopefully get those out if the commissioners agree to both of those, and to publish them and see what we get in return. We have to put it out for a certain amount of weeks, preferably trying to get 3 bids back. At that point, if nobody bids on it, then I have the right to contact, 3 places, or I can just go with whoever I choose to be a contractor at that point. But last time we tried to look at a pole building, it was like $500,000, but they wanted bathrooms, they wanted other stuff inside that building. And that was when Bill Skinner was the fire chief here, so many years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at a building to house extra equipment. No living quarters, no toilet, no, nothing like that. It's not that far of a walk to come over here and utilize the facilities here.
Yeah.
So is that area with pole barns and eventually go is void of any underground utilities or piping or anything?
Yeah, so we wouldn't have to dig that deep. When we dug the hole for the antenna over here, I mean, it was way down. I don't know how many feet it was, but it was a pipe. And they did cut through a pipe and nothing ran out of it. So they don't know where it was even running to. It's too deep to be a pipe that would go to the ditches here and for runoff purposes. So no one really knows what the pipe was, but it's no longer, because we filled the hole with concrete. So, but no one's screaming, nothing's happened in the building at this point of negativity. So again, it could have been a pipe from decades ago.
Building that was here before, long before.
It could have been decades ago. So I just don't know.
They just had somebody buried because they didn't want to dispose of it.
Yeah, that's very good. That's a very good point. So, It's going to something, secret base underground. Don't start that rumor. So, yeah, so those are two things that'll be coming up, and Brian Snur said that he would help us put together the RFPs. So once he gets eyes on it and puts it into formatting and stuff like that, then I can present those, and then on agreeance, we can send those out and see where it ends up, and see how much we're looking probably at a prefab metal building is what we're going to be looking at. Something that's already designed and built and is just shipped to us, and then we put it back together here off the Dynamics, and they seem to be pretty reasonable for what I'm looking for at this point. So that's the new business. Yeah.
Any questions for me? No, okay, all right, we'll move on with that. We need to go into executive session.
Okay, so I would say executive session, maybe 30 minutes to an hour.
It could be,
So we have to make sure that one thing that came up on the audit is that we need to make sure that we're setting enough time in our executive sessions that we are able to get done what needs to be done within that period, or we need to come back in, tell the public that we need to extend the executive session and then go back into it.
Which is why I fully agree with all of that, which is why I don't think you can do a range from 30 minutes to an hour. I think you pick a range, and then if you need to go over, then you come back in and extend it.
But we could say within an hour, we'll do an hour,
Okay.
and we'll be back. If we were back before that, we're back before, but we'll say an hour. Is that,
On 1 hour and minutes.
yeah, is that okay?
Yeah.
that's fine. The last one, we have to go back in and ask for more time, which we took up more time.
Yeah, so we just want to make sure that we probably start setting a bigger time frame.
Yeah.
And then being able to come back early versus late on that is what I would, my assumption is, yeah. Patty, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I don't.
Oops, hang on, I lost you. You're unmuted, so give me a second. I need to reconnect here. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, there we go. All right, you're
Okay.
back.
Yes. Generally, well, basically what you said, you could do a higher time frame if you think it's going to consist of that. Otherwise, as the board secretary for District 7, I just, generally set a time. If you think it may be 30 minutes and then it's going to run over. Me as the board secretary, I just come back in and let whomever is waiting or who might be online know that the board has extended the executive session an additional 15 minutes or whatnot.
Yeah, and thanks, Linda, for that as well, for validating that, because it's just something that was a point of discussion, right? Say, hey, just try to do this.
The biggest thing that the auditor wants is just the time noted, just for transparency. So, yeah, it's not about the time as long as the time is noted.
Okay. Okay, all right, well, I'm gonna pause.
Chris,
Yes, go ahead.
hi. I don't have the agenda in front of me. Can you tell me what the purpose of the executive session is?
Sure, it's for executive session to discuss fire chief salary.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna pause it for everybody, and hopefully we're back within that hour and go from there.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Be back shortly. Okay. Sorry about that. We'll review it. I apologize. Thank you for letting know. Sorry. So we have to review all that. So we had a little practice there.
Great, there was a lot of.
Yeah, so the motion has to be made on my vacation and my sick leave accrual change.
Okay, so vacation now is 240.
Yes.
Approval,
Approval, 240.
okay.
And that's 240 hours annual.
Sick leave now goes to 144 hours
Of annual accrual, which is 12 hours a month
of annual approval.
of annual accruals.
Of annual approval,
Yes,
which
so
comes to again.
144 hours.
144 hours.
So 12 hours a month.
12.
Yeah, and that's from 8 hours in my 2017 contract.
And that's the change there. I approve.
There's no payout on sick leave.
There is a payout. There's no payout. That's correct. There's no financial. So my bank starts at 1,160 hours. And then I accrue on top of that, if you approve the change, 144 hours a year.
Yeah.
So 12 hours a month. There's no financial liability on the district if I leave the district or if I am removed from the district. So there's no contractual payout of any sick leave hours.
And we all agree to that.
Yeah. And the maximum payout for, vacation
Yeah,
is 240.
it's 240 hours, which is around a $9,000 financial liability of the district if I had all of those hours available when leaving.
If he accrues it, right?
But it didn't go beyond next year.
It does not go beyond 240 hours. So each year I get a new bank of 240 hours. I do not accrue. If I don't use 100 hours, I don't get 340 hours next year.
Yeah.
It is always 240 hours until changed again in another year.
No, that's common. Well, okay, but that is a common.
But I get 240 hours to use in that year.
Yeah.
And if I use it, I use it. If I don't, it goes away and another 240 starts January 1st.
Yeah.
And that's the only liability to the district if I would leave the district at any time without cause, that the district would be liable for that financial payout of however many hours was still in my bank.
Okay,
So it's-
and then we have another motion. Salary.
Originally goes, 79. 79.
Yeah.
Make a motion, the chief set salary go up to $79,000 a year.
Right.
We'll,
I approve.
And
whoa,
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I cannot hear that.
We're going to take salary to 79,000 at what time?
we have to start it with January, as of January 1.
well, that's
We can't
okay.
do that?
So that's effective this meeting. Is that what you want them to say?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a salary, right? So you gotta pick the date, effective date.
It's fine if it goes effective February 1st. So it could go effective February 1st and then that payment is therefore at that meeting. The bills have already been done for this meeting. So
Well, but if they say, pardon me, if they say February 1st, then that means you'd work all of February and then that would be on your check the end of March. So by approving it retroactively as of January 2024, that will be effective on next month's payroll.
which is, yeah, but you would have to change the payables.
No,
No, so let's do.
no, I wouldn't. We are
Oh,
getting.
I understand now. Sorry. I
Payroll
get,
that was approved today was actually our December 2023 hours. There are no wage increases.
January 1st.
January.
Okay.
And we approve that,
We
all
approve.
three of us, okay.
Okay, well, I got a Pat Harper motion, but who seconded?
Oh, Norm did.
Okay.
Okay.
And may I double check? So it was moving to 79,709, correct? And that is effective as of January?
One.
Okay, great. I will make a note of that for payroll. Thank you for clarifying. And then are we making would you like to make a budget amendment for that? I mean, it's not a large increase that I believe would make a deficit in the budget, so we could leave it as is. It would just be over in that line item.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think that's a problem.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other business? Anything?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for having those conversations with me, and, yeah, thank you for your support.
Okay. I move to adjourn this meeting at 5:31.
Pat, do
Excuse me?
you have a question, Pat?
Yeah, I do. So the salary is increasing to $79,000. What's it increasing from?
The,
Oh, pardon me.
it was set at 72,000, in the new budgetary cycle that was approved in November. So it's increasing from 72 to 79.
So what was it a year ago, January 1st?
I'd have to go back. Patty, do you have that?
I mean, when you say that,
Let me pull out that budget. One moment.
I was at 68,000 last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so
Around that.
Yes, $68,495.
okie dokie. And the annual vacation and sick leave accruals, what change does that represent? What was it before?
So I had 180 hours of vacation. 180 hours of vacation in 2017. We moved that to 240 hours. And then my 2017 contract had 1,000-hour bank of sick leave with an accrual of 8 hours a month, 96 hours annual. In this contract revision, it moves to 1,160-hour bank with a 12-hour a month accrual to 144 hours annual.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm confused here. So the vacation at 240, is that got a banked accrual at this point?
No, that's it. That's all I get. There's no accrual to my vacation. There's no carryover. I either
Okay.
use it or lose it, and then I start over January 1st at 240.
Okay, that's what I thought. But your sick leave already has 1,000 hours?
It was 1,000 hours back in 2017. It's moved to 1,000 hours, 160 for this contract in 2024. And it moves from 8 hours of accrual back in 2017 to 96 hours for a total of 96 hours annual to 12 hours of accrual, which is 144 hours annual.
Okay, and that is banked and does roll over year to year?
That is correct. But there is no payout in any case of the district.
No, but if you were, let's say, 1,000 hours away from retiring, if you went on sick leave at that point, that would be an allowable use?
Yes. But I would
Okay.
have to use it for the contracted reasons, sick leave, family leave. That's in my contract. It's specific to what I can use it for. I just
Okay.
couldn't use it. I couldn't use it as vacation.
Okay, going back to salary, and that's for how many hours a month?
160. It's full time.
Great. I might have to confirm some of this with you,
Sure.
Christopher. I would get it wrong, but thank you very much. That helps. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
We have a new adjourn time, 5:35.
Okay. Motion from,
Oh, I made it.
okay, from Virginia, seconded by.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Patty, do you have anything or are you good? Pat, you're good. Pat Grubb, you're good.
I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. Patty, you're good. Everybody's good.
Yes. Thank you, Chief.